Good morning. It's me, Pearl, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine sides of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment, and if we want to see changes, we have to make those shifts and changes within ourselves. And I hope you enjoy my puppy playing with her dental digestible fake bone. The dog market these days, I'm like, oh wait, they can't have rawhide because it's bad for them. So we've just been killing dogs forever with rawhide bones. Oh my god, now we have to buy these synthetic ones. Oh no, they're all natural, but they're not rawhide. Okay, but there's something else. Oh, but they clean their teeth. Oh, that's great. How much is that? $14. Perfect. Let me get 2 of those. Like, what the fuck? We're so dumb. Okay, anyway. So enjoy that noise that is happening behind me because I think it's going to be happening for the whole time, which is good, probably. Okay. Today is a great day. It is Obstacles Removed Day. We're going to remove the obstacles that we have that are preventing us from moving forward into union, into alignment with our manifestation, into a state of balance and peace. We're going to go ahead now and work on the 2 parts of self. When you're listening, you are probably here thinking about a specific person. That's totally fine. Just understand that what you're thinking about is how that person reflects your own energy back to you. And when we hear the feminine side, that is the feminine energy that is within your person and within you. And when you hear the masculine side, it is the energy within your person and within you. And if you're needing your person to change, you have to go and ask yourself how you have to make the same kind of movements, transitions, heal the same kind of wounds within you. Shall we get started? If you'd like to book a personal version of this reading, there's supposed to be a link in the description box, but I think I forgot to actually put the link. So hopefully I'll edit it before I post it or before I post or whatever, so you can click that. But you can go to pearlsprayers.com, click on booking, and it's listed there. It's called Obstacles Removed. You can't miss it. All right, I've been starting the readings with an intense Aleister Crowley card. Oh, God. And it's not disappointing me. And ending the readings with an equally intense Aleister Crowley card from the Thoth Tarot, which is just, it's fun. Okay, but anyway, this is like this weighty deck and there are these big themes, and it dawned on me that we should start to focus our desires, our intentions in alignment with what is for the highest good. Because a lot of times we come here, we're like, oh, I want my person to come back to me. I get it. Me too. But like that can't be the motive for the messages. The messages need to serve a higher purpose in order for us to truly come into alignment. So today's theme for Obstacles Removed is what will be for the greatest good. Hopefully that when we receive these messages, it will help us to unburden ourselves. This is the 10 of Wands. This is a card that we keep seeing a lot. I saw it all day yesterday when I watched readings and didn't do readings myself. And I saw it on Monday and we saw it on Sunday, and it's just coming out a ton. And in this deck, it says oppression. And so what would serve the highest good of the sacred union is for the 2 twins to put down their oppressive behaviors, to unburden themselves, and to share the load between the 2 twins. So if these messages can generate something that will be of the highest good, it will be the full communication, the unburdening of things that have been kept hidden, that are oppressing the twins. Okay, great. So that's the theme. Let's dig in. We're going to start with the divine masculine, unblocking him today. And hopefully I do the right reading. Yes, the obstacles removed, not the Empress spread. Okay, so we're starting with just the general energy. This is the general energy surrounding where divine masculine is feeling blocked. We don't get to that position yet until we get to the first. This is the top of the bottom of the deck we're going to do first. But headspace today, my favorite, the Housewives Tarot, and Heart Space, we have the Tattoo Tarot. So the Housewives Tarot here, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, and it is this lovely image we actually saw on Monday, so it's still on Divine Masculine's mind, of the Divine Feminine nipping that masculine energy in the bud, cutting out someone and eliminating this option. She's got other options here. She doesn't need this one, and she's getting rid of it. Bye. So this is still on Divine Masculine's mind. And then we're seeing him in this Two of Wands energy, where we have this acknowledgement from his heart space that the Divine Feminine has been waiting for the masculine energy to basically give her the world, right? And he, for the masculine, is she holds his world. So they've been, and of course, I would be remiss if I did not say that this is the twin flame card, right? There's a couple of them, and they're both here actually visible to me. Divine Feminine's got one right out the gate too. So the general energy surrounding this is there's a frustration. There's Divine Masculine feeling, I definitely, the feminine's frustration, and equally feeling frustrated because for him there is a divine timing aspect that he doesn't have control over. And he also can't prevent the feminine energy from cutting him out or for being upset with him. And so this is where he's feeling blocked. Like this behavior that she is having, he's feeling is completely justified. But he needs her to not be in this behavior in order for him to be able to come into union with her. The actual block, in the headspace, is the King of Cups in reverse. This is a king who has emotional overwhelmment and typically is engaging in a lot of numbing behavior, including drinking, substance abuse, binging food, social binging. Like it doesn't matter what the addiction is, really. It's where the Divine Masculine keeps going rather than actually feeling the emotions and achieving mastery over them. He's numbing and remaining silent. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So we have an ego, an issue with the ego and the material world. So I think the whole block is that maybe it's not even substances that he's abusing, or he might be abusing it in addition to, but really what he's doing is he's focusing on making money, on wealth, on public persona, on reputation, and masking his feelings through this like focus on the material. This is how he's blocked right now. He feels like he can't stop doing this, and this feeds, it's like a cycle. In order to do his work, he's in scenarios where he's being exposed to the things that he uses to numb himself. He numbs himself from the feelings he has, which if he tuned into his feelings, he would be able to move forward. And then again and again and again, there's like guilt. This is a Cancer energy, so there's like a ton of guilt. A Cancer needs to be really nurturing and protecting the home and family. And so if they're not in tune with the feminine energy and they're not able to really control the flow of their spiritual material relationships, they start to really burn out, get depleted, and go into really distorted, very selfish patterns, and being in the shell, stuff like that. So there's definitely this kind of an energy coming from this block that the masculine has. Where did this block originate? Can't make it up. Judgment in reverse in the head space, and the Three of Wands in the heart space. Now, I choose specific decks based on, there's all different things that will play into it. Sometimes it's just a deck I really want to use, like my Ostara Tarot. And then usually there'll be some kind of like an aesthetic pull. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to do fall colors. And so I'll lean towards those decks. That's kind of where I've been the last few weeks. But even in that process, I have multiple decks. So there are certain ones I could use, and I still am drawn to some. And then sometimes it's chance. I happen to have left these decks out, and I was like, oh, those are still good ones. I'm going to use them. But whatever decks I use, it's always so significant to me because I know that it could have been any deck, but it's this one. And so it helps me to really hone in and get pretty specific on some of the messages that are coming through. This block for the masculine, where he's just numbing himself out, focusing on the material, trying to collect gather himself and get his wealth all together. This block originates from the Waite. This is the Three of Wands. And I feel so much this of feminine energy coming from this. And it's just this feeling of having kept divine feminine waiting, which we already got, which was this general energy here where she's not looking all that ecstatic about how she's been waiting. And then I actually see body image issues coming in here. Now, this is very interesting because I think that this is the masculine's body image issues. And also I feel that there are reasons that the divine masculine felt the divine feminine, because this is ego and reputation. So I think he's feeling like he doesn't look good. And I think there are fears that he has about what other people will think of divine feminine. I also think there is this control or this reluctance to reconcile, to apologize. Divine feminine is waiting for this apology, and divine masculine is afraid to give it to her because he's afraid that she's just going to be like, you know what? Fuck you. Wow, divine masculine. Like, that's your reason, your reputation, your job. Great. Right? So he's really afraid to say he's sorry. He's afraid to try to rebirth the connection because he's afraid that the reasons why she's been waiting, his inability to express, his numbing of his emotions, his cycling behaviors, and his fears about his reputation, that she is just not going to forgive him. And what that means is divine masculine has not forgiven himself for this right here. If divine masculine can forgive himself, he will see how the divine feminine can forgive him. So I forgive myself for not forgiving you, and with this, I forgive you too. Divine feminine has been practicing that, so divine masculine should embrace that lesson. How is this block, what is it? Currently manifesting in the 3D. So how are we experiencing this block? Well, divine masculine is facing this issue with divine feminine wanting to look at other options. He's very uncomfortable with this. And look at this image of justice, which we already talked about, balancing the scales. That divine feminine is kind of blind to the fact that he's chosen her, and she's considering other options because she feels that he's potentially just a karmic lesson for her, or that, you know, it is not just, it is unfair if she doesn't go and look at other options at this point, because divine masculine has been unable to deliver any of the promises that he's made. This could also be about experiencing legal judgments. When it's upright, it's positive. So he could have had an experience recently of receiving a legal judgment that will allow him to be free to choose the feminine. There's some in the collective where that might be true. But I really think that this is about this block of him not being able to express, numbing out, cycling through those behaviors, focusing on his job and reputation. I think what's happening is now that justice, he's getting his karma. Divine feminine is considering other options. He doesn't want that to happen. What will help remove this block? Wow. The Six of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Six of Wands is an interesting card in any deck, but in this deck in particular, we're seeing these cleansing implements cleaning this kitchen by themselves, right? And it's like a magical event. And these feminines are all like, ooh, look how, amazing that is, or whatever. There's some like weirdness going on here. It's interesting because the Five of Wands for me has become a card not only about internal struggle, but about karmic cleanup, because there are too many parties, right? The Four of Wands is that established foundation. Another wand comes in and creates an impasse. The other wand is a third party energy that is not necessarily a karmic person. It can be, but it's often a career. In the case of the divine masculine, the focus on his reputation. And it's just an outside energy that is used to represent an internal block, right? The block divine masculine has is he doesn't have emotional regulation, and he has emotional overwhelmment. He probably learned not to feel his emotions. Most masculines are taught that, so he leans more on the masculine headspace, focus on the material, which causes him to become distorted. And that's what causes him to experience karma, right? Karmic lessons. So what will help remove the block is, in this particular case, the Six of Wands is the aftermath of the karmic cleanup, which I think it's interesting to have this actual cleansing tool. So everything is clean now. We've got the spoils of war, which we can now enjoy because we have victory. And it's a shared one usually in the original imagery. And in this case, it's something that others are observing. So what will help remove the block is if divine masculine really releases any fears or anxieties about what other people will think of him giving this offer to the divine feminine. There's also another element here of perhaps being able to do this with a certain amount of privacy. So not secrecy, but privacy. So being able to give divine feminine this offer without being in the public eye will help remove this block where divine masculine is unable to express to her because of his concerns about how this will be perceived. Now, this is very triggering for the feminine because the feminine has often been kept a secret or hidden. But for the masculine energy to feel comfortable, he needs to be able to give divine feminine this offer with a certain amount of privacy. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? Interesting. Temperance, upright in the head space, and the Six of Cups in the heart space. It's interesting to get in the who or what should I remove from my past to get the Six of Cups, which is literally the card of your past. So there's something here. There's an innocence and a naivete that comes from the Six of Cups. It can also be about bliss, nostalgia. Temperance is a card about healing and balancing. It's about protection, angelic protection. It's about being able to control our baser motives. Like it's the countering energy to the devil energy. So it's interesting that it's here. It's saying, Who or what should I release? There's also aspects of the balancing of the twin flame union here, the reunion, and patience coming from here. So I think what I'm seeing is that divine masculine has to, I think, stop focusing on the past or being so patient, maybe, because there's a certain amount of, like, he feels this protection that he will never really lose this, because he won't. He will never really lose. This is a good lesson that he has learned. He will never lose this feminine's unconditional love. He will never lose the love that they've had in the past. And this is true for any of the karmics even that divine masculine has been with. For he will never lose that love. But he is going to lose a person, the person, if he doesn't express. So he has to release this feeling that it's never gonna, that it's that this, it's a naive thing that I'm always going to be able to express to this feminine. I'm always going to be able to keep this as a fantasy. I'm always going to be able to, like, potentially fall back on this. And the universe is saying, like, no, buddy, you're not. You're always going to have the unconditional love, and you're always going to have the memories, but you're not going to have the physical person if you can't show up for that person, right? So he's got to release this feeling that there's nothing he can do that will prevent the physical manifestation. There is nothing that he can do that will end the love, because the love is unconditional. But the physical manifestation is, that person is not unconditionally tolerant. So that is something that divine masculine really needs to let go of. He needs to let go of this thing like, oh, well, I'll just be patient and just, like, no, he needs to take action if he wants to have the physical manifestation. What can I learn from this current pause? No shit. The Five of Wands in reverse, which I talked about before, the Six of Wands, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Wands upright. What divine masculine can learn from this current pause is how to clean up the karmic mess, and how to, first of all, respect divine feminine's appropriate boundaries, because this card is so significant to me. These are hors d'oeuvres, not the main dish. And divine masculine has kept divine feminine an hors d'oeuvre, right? Something that you can, would you like this, sir? Oh, I'm good, thanks. Right? Just a little side dish, a little something on the side. And divine feminine consequently has been like, you know what? Fuck that. And protected herself from him. So he's learning how to clean up this mess that he has made, where he kept divine feminine just like a little hors d'oeuvre instead of making her the main meal. And he's learning how to communicate and go with the flow of this forward motion towards the feminine. And I love that on this Eight of Wands, we get a shout out to the Wheel of Fortune, because that's about change. Like the Eight of Wands brings change. So this situation that we're seeing, this is changing. This is what we're learning from this pause, to no longer block ourselves from, to protect ourselves from something that we desire, something that is good for us. Oh, shout out to the Wheel of Fortune. And here it is. This position is, what can I look forward to once the obstacle is removed? We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out with no shit, the Nine of Cups, and the Hierophant. So this is, not only are we seeing the wish fulfillment of sacred union or marriage here, we're seeing the lessons learned, and we're seeing this change having to come, this turn of the wheel. that will bring about the change that will allow this masculine energy to actually express to the feminine energy, actually communicate with her and stop hoarding his feelings, his abundance, all of that. But finally, we'll see the wheel turn and we'll see a change coming. If he can unblock himself from this pattern, this cycling pattern of being concerned about what others people think of his feelings and being overwhelmed and not able to express that. So that's the masculine energy. We're going to go back and look at the oracles for him, but now we're going to look at the divine feminine. Divine feminine's general energy surrounding where she is blocked. Oh, looky. It's the Six of Cups. Exactly what divine masculine has to release. This is what's surrounding the general energy. For divine feminine, we're using the Crow Tarot in the headspace today and the Ostara Tarot in the heart space. And I didn't really think about it, but divine feminine is really trying not to think a lot about the masculine energy. So I ended up choosing 2 decks with no personification of the energy. It's like animals. So interesting. Divine feminine is like really trying to keep the masculine off of her mind so that she can focus on herself and what is important to her. So that's an aside. If you would like to send me a deck, by the way, there's a link below. There's a wish list on Amazon. You can send me a deck so I can change the imagery up. You can click support on pearlsprayers.com and send donations. Right now, it's 8:44 on the clock, which is 8:44, which is financial stability. So the perfect moment to talk about this. I am about to purchase a car now. I have a history of poor credit because of my divorce from years ago that just destroyed my credit. And then my business, which I have you're looking at it, I've developed over the last year and a half, but I only am starting to get like actual documentation from my website that's showing enough growth that I could like apply for loans. So I'm at a point where I have to just basically pay for it in cash. But I found somebody who's going to sell me a car. So if you can support me, I need money to travel back to the East Coast and get established and get my car. Click support on my website, go book a reading. Anything you can do will help me because I really want to go back to live with my son on the East Coast, but still be able to fly back here to work on my record and play and stuff like that. So I definitely count on your support. This is my job. I do this every day and I'm a musician. So we count on tips and gigs. So please help out. All right. That's an aside. Divine feminine, general energy for you today. We are seeing that, or for you surrounding the block. This is, interestingly, the Seven of Pentacles. It is upright and it is about patience. And we see the Six of Cups. And look at what divine masculine needed to release. Patience. About the reunion. So where divine feminine is blocked, she's not able to harvest her current abundance because of the focus on what the past abundance was promising. Okay. So she's being patient because she does feel like reunion is going to happen also. She feels like she planted seeds and she's going to be able to harvest them. But she's not able to harvest some of her abundance right now because she had been focused on the reunion of this past energy coming through. The actual block, it is not fair. This is the Justice card. And the Twin Flame Union. The Four of Wands. So divine feminine is blocked because she is focused on how it's not fair that she doesn't get to have the reunion that she planted the seeds for. And I feel a ton of emotion about to come up. Hopefully I'm not going to cry, but I feel it. So divine feminine is like, it is so unfair. Why Why don't I get to have the sacred union with my person? Why don't I get to reunite? I did all this hard work. I planted all these seeds. I was trying to protect my family, trying to protect this celebration, this union, and I don't get to have it. Why? This is what is blocking feminine. This feeling of unfair. The cycle's not done. It didn't complete. It's not what I wanted. It isn't what I thought. It isn't right. It's not fair. Okay? That's sticking her. Where did this block originate? I can't make it up. 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the 5 of Cups. Didn't I say she's done all the hard work and it's not happening? Now I can apply this to my relationship and I can apply this to my record. I have been talking about this on my YouTube and TikTok for the last few days, but I have lost my drive to work on my record because I feel like it's unfair that it wasn't celebrated, the work that I'm doing, that it's not being heard. It's, it's very frustrating. And so I'm feeling reluctant to work on it because I put all this hard work into it and I'm disappointed. This is the 5 of Cups. I'm sad. I'm very sad about the results. I'm devastated by what has happened. And this is true for my twin flame, and it is true for my record about my twin flame. Like, it's really tied up together like that. So this is where divine feminine is blocked because of her sadness, her disappointment, her feeling like she worked so hard and she's not achieving the abundance that she was promised. And it's just so unfair, and she's so sad and devastated about it. How is this currently manifesting in the 3D? This is interesting because when the Hanged Man came out, it was in reverse, but I must have flipped the card because I saw it in reverse and now it is upright. So there's a shifting energy. For me, that's something that is shifting or changing. And we're seeing the Ace of Swords. So divine feminine is actually shifting into a Hanged Man energy. She is suspending what she's working on right now so that she can seek out the truth and basically find out what has died, like what part of her has died, like the spark, the spirit, the chemistry, the like my spark for my record. I'm having to find that again. I'm having to seek it out. I know that it's there. I know that it can be reborn, but I'm having to find new ideas, and I need new perspective on how to achieve this rebirth so that I can have the thing that I want, right? So I can create this thing, this sacred union, whatever it is. So there's a pause. She's like, all right, well, I'm just going to hang out here. I'm going to seek new ideas. I'm going to take small steps. There's like a mouse there with a crown. I'm going to take a small step or small steps towards understanding or just achieving this perspective that I need. I'm surrendering to the divine because I don't know why it's not working out. I really have worked so hard. So she's just surrendering right now. She's like, okay, I don't know. You do it then. You do it then. Like, there's that kind of thing. So there's a lot of overthinking and overfeeling going on. I'm only supposed to have 2 cards for these positions. Divine Masculine did have a couple of places where that was happening, but honestly, he kept it together. Divine Feminine, you're having a lot of feelings and thoughts, and it's probably leading or causing more problems than helping. What will help remove the block? The Hermit and the 9 of Swords and the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Swords. It's a lot of stuff. Divine Feminine's got a lot of stuff to do to remove this block. First of all, she needs to do some soul searching about the fears and anxieties that are mentally trapping her right now, where why would it be unfair, Divine Feminine? Isn't it perfectly fair? Doesn't it match exactly where your energy is? Isn't this a prison of your own making? And it's time to be alone right now and go soul search and figure out what exactly is going on. This is what's making the Divine Feminine feel like it's unfair. She doesn't want to have to be alone. She did all this work to be together in a union, and now she's being told, nope, not yet. You still got to figure your shit out. And she's like, why? There's so many people with fucking relationships. And the Divine is like, yes, there are so many people with fucking relationships. And over 50% of those relationships end. So probably more than half the people walking around are not in satisfying, fulfilling relationships, which is what you asked me for, didn't you? Do you want that? Okay, well then you have to do the work. You have to soul search. You have to figure out why you are isolating yourself, why you continue to live in a winter, why you're focused on what you don't want. There's still some reasons that need to be that you need to seek out. You also have to release this you have too much empathy and too much compassion, and you need to be honest with yourself. You need a swift moving, direct, communicating, truth telling masculine energy. And because you can see the potential for that in the past energy that you were involved with, you are holding out. But this over empathy is hurting you. So you feel like, oh, it's unfair. It's unfair. It's only unfair because you are not moving on. If you would move on, it would be completely fair, which Divine Masculine was worried about on his side, right? What's happening? Divine Feminine is realizing she needs to choose another option and move on. Another way, another path, a new idea, right? The way that you were trying to make it work wasn't working. You were waiting on something. That thing wasn't happening. Don't allow your emotional reactivity to keep you from moving forward. Just because you feel bad, because Divine Masculine has gotten his feelings hurt. How often have you been sitting in hurt feelings? And it's not like you have to get vengeance. You don't have to hurt his feelings on purpose. That's not what you're doing. If it hurts his feelings that you are trying to have a good life, feel good, have stability, have love, well then fuck him. That should make him feel good. He should feel the only thing that is hurting is his ego. And his ego doesn't know shit about shit. You didn't do anything to hurt the masculine energy. You can't. You're too empathetic. What you're doing is honoring and respecting yourself. The reason why masculine hurts is because he's not doing that too. He doesn't hurt because you are doing something mean to him. He hurts because he knows he has to do what you're doing, respect and honor you, and he's not able to do that for himself. And if he can't do that for himself, he can't bring himself to do it for you. So that's what's really going on there. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? The Devil and the Magician. An emotionally manipulative karmic person, cycle, the masculine trapped in this energy, your own addictions, allowing the things that you're obsessed with or fixated upon to manipulate you, to have power over you. Seeking pleasure without without consideration for the repercussions of what will happen when you do. I think your fixation on the masculine energy, it's an obsession and your own manipulation. Because the other problem that the Queen of Cups has in reverse is that she's emotionally manipulative. So this is what you need to release. What am I learning from this current pause? Wow. 3 of Swords in reverse. Can't make it up. 9 of Swords in reverse. Can't make it up. 10 of Wands. The theme of this entire reading. Boom. You're learning how to heal the wounds of this heartbreak. You're learning how this is about betraying the self, right? The 3rd sword we often think about is, oh, it's this other person. But it's not. It's letting your own thoughts come between you and your person and eliminating your ability to make your own choices. You're learning how to heal those wounds that make you do those things. You're releasing the fear and anxiety that we saw over here that you need to do. That's what you need to do to remove the block. And that's what you are learning how to do right now. Not be trapped by your own fears and anxieties about heartbreak, about cheating, about betrayal, whatever it is. Being like, I'm not going to be afraid of this or worried about this or anxious about this. I know that as I want to be committed to somebody, there will be somebody who wants to be committed to me. And you're learning how to unburden, how to put down this burden of the past that you're carrying, the emotional responsibility that you feel you have for this other party that doesn't feel emotional responsibility for you, that doesn't even feel emotional responsibility for themselves. So you're putting that down because that's not your cross to bear. It is not your job to fix their anxieties or heal their heart. It is really only your job to do that for yourself. And I think you're also learning when to ask for help, when to seek spiritual guidance, like when you book readings and stuff, or you seek therapy or self-help. But you're learning how to get the help you need to be able to communicate and express and release the fears you have about doing this. And when you do that, that allows whoever your person is the opportunity to use their free will to match you. But they don't have to, and you have to keep that in mind. Sometimes we get fixated. We're like, oh, I'll heal myself and then my person will heal. No, you'll heal yourself and then the people who are healed will appear before you. But your person has free will and you can't do it for them. So they might not show up, which is why you can't wait for them. You just have to heal yourself, hold the space that will happen, and then allow the people who are healed to show up in your life, which is what's happening for me right now. So that I know that's true. What can I look forward to once the obstacle is removed? Wow. The 8 of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Pentacles upright, and the 9 of Wands. So the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, we saw, where was the 8 of Pentacles? We saw the 7 of Pentacles, and then, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse was here. This is the block. So the block that you're not seeing this return on your investment, it's healed. Here it is, upright, with the 9 of Wands, which is a card about healing. So your relationship with this thing that you're creating, that will be healed. This is very interesting because there are 2 meanings here. For some, you will walk away from the person or thing that has kept you stuck, that devil energy, the thing that has manipulated you, the behavior, whatever it is. I guess for all of us, we're going to walk away from something. We will have walked away from either a person or a behavior or a situation or a location or a job or something. We are leaving. We're going away. For others, the running away from our person, or having to end things, or having to end the sacred union of the sun and the moon energy that comes from this, you won't have to walk away. You're going to be able to heal what has been keeping you from being able to manifest or create the thing that you want. So you won't have to walk away from that person anymore. You will see the healing take place within them. Like I just said, their free will allow them to heal, and you won't have to walk away. But either way, it's a good outcome because you're always going towards your higher calling. Okay. So now let's look at the Divine Masculine Oracle so we can help him continue to unblock. Right now, Divine Masculine, you are in the light attributes of the mothering energy. This is nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and a joy in giving birth to life. So Divine Masculine is settling in. He is doing a good job of nurturing himself, nurturing this relationship, tending to the wounds he had, really being patient and offering unconditional love. And he's experiencing joy in actually working through the pain from the creating this union. He's being supported right now in either making a wise decision, or he has just made a wise decision. And his guardian angel is here to support him in continuing to either reap the benefits of that decision, or if he has to make it, help him with that. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. This was in reverse. So I do think Divine Masculine is really challenged in his faith, right? The Judgment card was in reverse with the Three of Wands, which is a card of faith. So we've seen actually Divine Masculine questioning his beliefs in the source or in higher power, thing like that. So we're seeing that again here for him, that there is some doubt, and that doubt is really causing him to cycle back into the patterns of material world, because he's like, the spiritualism, it's nothing. And he just kind of keeps cycling through that. So he needs to understand that when he has faith in the universe, his happiness is, expanded, and it's diminished when he loses that faith. We're getting this friendship card coming out with the willpower card. Interesting that I talked about free will, and we have here a card that is about that. And then of course this card is. So we're seeing this union energy. Divine Masculine really does want to have this friendship with the feminine energy. He's trying to work up this willpower to be able to actually create the world that he desires, but he does feel a lot of weakness. He might feel weakness in regard to third-party energy, or to partying, or to drinking, or to whatever it is that has that hold over him. He needs to really believe, he needs to have faith that the universe can help him to overcome whatever it is that he's still kind of feeling this weakness in regards to. This could also just be like he feels like he doesn't have the willpower to create the union. But the next card should help him to believe in the impossible. This is a blue moon card, and significant for me whenever it comes out in a reading, and definitely for my masculine energy. So he needs to really believe in his potential to have the willpower to manifest this union. Wow, we are getting turn knowledge into wisdom, and the shamanic medicine, I'll pull it now, is knowing. So turning knowledge into wisdom and knowing. This is something that is really going to help the masculine energy. Let me grab for Wolf Spirit the message that's coming from Wolf Spirit. It's cold in here. All right. Wolf Spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. Can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all you have learned and all you are learning and make it yours? Can you integrate it all into your body, mind, and spirit? Whatever lesson you learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You are the one you have been waiting for. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of wolf spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. Wow, Divine Masculine, that's a beautiful message. And then reinforcing that with this shamanic medicine of knowing the stone people. This is be clear about your intentions. Investigate thoroughly before proceeding. Some information you require will be presented unexpectedly. A return to study. You know more than you realize. Be open to esoteric information and meditate at a sacred stone circle. But this says a knowing will be revealed to you. You know deep within that this is the truth of who you are. You have spent many nights staring at stars, feeling the magic of a wooded grove, and hearing the whispers of the ancestors in the breeze. Great mystery surrounds stone circles. The stones hold the secrets of all they have witnessed. Slow your mind to connect with this energy, and the right stone will be put in your path. It might be a tiny pebble, a rock, or a large boulder. Hold the stone so that your past is revealed and unanswered questions can come to light. I don't know, maybe you should go where there are some stones today and go sit and meditate upon them. All right. And then finally, wow, your theme for this week that you want to work on to pummel through this obstacle is the Knight of Swords, which was exactly the medicine Divine Feminine needed to remove her block. So I think Divine Masculine, if you match the feminine in your honesty with yourself, in your willingness to be direct, in your willingness to move boldly and swiftly, to follow a strategy that comes from your inner knowing, you will have the potential to swiftly move into this union. All right, let's go over Divine Feminine's oracles for unblocking her. Holy shit. First of all right, your gossip energy, you are in the light attributes of the gossip energy. So you are awakening the consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. So you're not talking shit. And you're not betraying confidences right now. You're also not paying attention to what is being said about the masculine energy. You're just focused more on yourself and honoring the trust that you have. You're not like looking to see if you can see him or what he's doing, or you're just allowing him to have his space, be who he is, and focused on yourself. You are also getting the mothering energy, Mother Mary. Interesting that Divine Masculine was in the archetype of the mother energy, and you are receiving the guardianship of the mother energy. So it is really the Divine Masculine right now who has switched into the feminine energy of nurturing the connection. And it is when it's 9/11, and I actually keep seeing double numbers and forgetting to say it, but I've seen them like pretty much every single 11 minutes. So we have the feminine energy needing the guardianship, needing the protection, needing the feeling of nurturing and care, coming from this mothering energy, and the masculine in it. So that's actually a really good match right now. The universe has my back. Divine Feminine, there's an owl too. A lot of owls, a lot of wisdom, a lot of lessons, a lot of learning coming up in today's reading. And for the feminine, the universe has my back. This is very important for you to embrace and believe right now. There is nothing that is happening that isn't completely about the universe conspiring to give you what you want. Trust it, flow with it, believe in it. Hold back your passion right now. The Queen of Wands energy, the tendency to get to be resentful or, angry or jealous or just wrathful. Just try to really quell the flames. Somewhere between the reverse Queen of Cups and the reverse Queen of Wands, there is peace for you. And you have to really work on that, being so overly emotional that you then become overly reactive. Okay, so this is something that the universe is saying you really need to look at getting under control. This will help you to remove this block of feeling like something is unfair and then being angry and upset, so that when the masculine, who genuinely has some real issues, tries to approach you and explain to you what his real issues are, the thing is, your Queen of Cups is immediately going to be like, oh my God, of course I forgive you. I would never hold this against you. But your Queen of Wands, which is much more in her ego, she is going to be demanding a certain level of acknowledgement and respect. And so you want that from her, but you don't want her to do that in a way that's going to burn the person that you're wanting to reunite with. Emotions are running high. Everything I just said. Find the peaceful, place inside of you and try to go there in regards to this situation. Find peace within so that you can express that peace without, so that the masculine can feel safe to approach you, but still know that he has to honor and respect you. I said to my friend the other day, I didn't go to this event that my masculine put on not because I wasn't open to receiving him, but because if I went, it would tell them that I was open to allowing him to continue to approach me that way, that I would allow him to withhold. So if I went, it wasn't me being like, I'm ready to receive. It would be me being like, it's okay for you to keep withholding. What are you doing? Come out of there. Come out of there. Go find something else to do. Thank you. What's in your mouth? Oh, your dental stick. Okay. It's all weird and papery now. Love that for you. All right. Divine Feminine, you're getting the protection message from Wasp Spirit. Sometimes life stings, right? You can get caught up in it and focus on it and push away what you want to happen, or we can listen to the protection message. What's up, Buttercup? You feeling restless? Are you holding on to anger, jealousy, or resentment because you got stuck? Can I make it up? I can't make it up. Or could you have just stung yourself by comparing yourself to others? There will always be someone else who is more successful, happier, thinner, richer, etc. Jealousy is the false belief that you can't have what you want, or someone could take away something that was supposed to be yours. Let it go and release all those feelings that are making the sting hurt long after the stinger has been removed. Wasp Spirit has woken you up, and now you are called to trust that disappointment can lead you to a different and better path. Align with Spirit now and trust that this too shall pass, and is already doing so, for the pain subsides when you stop telling the story of how much it hurt. Wow, Divine Feminine. You better take that medicine, because that is real. Here's your other medicine. Holy shit. It says nurture and earth. There's like a Mother Earth energy. There's also the Seven of Pentacles energy coming from like seeds being planted. And it's literally the seed of self. So let's get this shamanic medicine for you. It's cold in here. God damn it. I always like think of another word instead of the word on the card, and I'm looking up a completely other word. Like I was looking up shamanic instead of earth. Keep smoking though. Okay. Earth supports and nurtures your plans, like a gardener who tends to seeds. Earth is solid, firm, and provides the foundation needed for the results you desire. fertile and stable. Earth is associated with the Divine Mother, birth, life, death, and rebirth. Gift yourself some time in nature. Allow the earth to restore you. Go barefoot, sink your feet in the mud, get your hands dirty, or start gardening. You may wish to take part in the shamanic rite of being buried in the earth with the correct supervision. How comfortable do you feel connecting with this element? Does it feel natural and nurturing? Familiarize yourself with this element and its traits. Dig within to find those qualities in yourself. Feel which aspects of earth you lack or need to hone. Draw upon earth's magical and mysterious gifts as you rest and recharge under her protection. Earth will nurture and restore in you all that is required for you to move forward. Earth revealed. This is our sacred home. We come from the earth, and to it we return. From the soil comes our food, the plants and the animals. Trees send their roots deep into the land. We are of the earth, and from the earth we are sustained and nurtured. Earthquakes and volcanoes remind us to respect our earth and not take the blessings of earth medicine for granted. The divinatory meanings include spend more time outside, ensure you are grounded when doing spiritual work, take up gardening, hug or sit beneath a favorite tree. The birth of a project requires solid groundwork. Strong foundations ensure success and longevity. And visit your homeland again. I am going home, so that's going to happen for me. All right, Divine Feminine, your theme for this week that you need to work on. I love it for you. It is the Three of Cups, the union energy, but it is having fun, celebrating friendships, connecting with others. But I think it's interesting that the theme for Divine Masculine is to come in, and the theme for you is to embrace the union, to feel the joy of the union. You're afraid to, because you're afraid you can't have it. So you're afraid if you feel it and it doesn't happen that you'll be disappointed because you got stung. But you need to release the clinging to the experience of what hurt and allow yourself to believe in this union and the abundance that is all around you. That's your work this week. All right, final closing cards. For the union, for the two of you, you are in the light attributes of the Fool. So you are both ready for a new beginning. You are fearlessly revealing your emotions. You are helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. And you are taking off the mask because you don't have to hide anymore. Saint Anthony of Padua is here to tell you, you found it. You found it. It's here. Just go get it. It's right there. You found it. Everything you possibly wanted, everything you were looking for, you already found it. You already did. And you're like, no, I didn't, because my person isn't in the room with me and I'm watching this reading because they're not with that person, or I don't have the job I want, so I'm here, or I don't have this thing that I want. And I'm telling you what it is that you wanted. You have found it. It is within you. And as soon as you realize that, all those other things can happen, but you are limited in seeing those possibilities because you can't see how you found already what you're looking for. And that person is you. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. So if you are not having a good time, I guess get comfortable, because you're going to be not having a good time for as long as you're not having a good time. If you can just find a way to have a good time right now in your current situation, whatever way it is, the universe is going to work even faster for you. Your courage card is in reverse. You both need to be brave right now. You're facing your biggest fears. Divine Feminine's biggest fear, he's not going to show up. If I believe in the union and I believe he's coming and he doesn't come, I will be devastated, right? Divine Masculine's biggest fear, I'm not going to be able to show up. If I believe in the union and try to come into union and I don't have the courage to go forward, I won't be able to show up. I'll lose everything. Face your biggest fears and you'll end up in union. What the fuck? It's like so easy. God damn it. Expect powerful change. This keeps coming up. It's like, please expect this powerful change. Fuck this card, Turtle Spirit. Fuck turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. Son of a bitch. 62. I guess if I just started having more fun, I wouldn't have to fucking see turtle spirit every goddamn day. I'm sorry, turtle spirit. I actually think you're adorable. I love you. And I know that you're good for me. But goddamn it! Pushing too hard or rushing to leave others in the dust is not the way of turtle spirit, even if it seems at times it is the way of the world. Turtle spirit wants you to remember that you are a human being, not a human doing. In the protection position, turtle spirit is giving you the message that the best thing to do right now is let go of the drive to complete or control and do more. Instead, simply be. As an old Norse saying goes, we do without doing and everything gets done. Spirit conspires on your behalf. Didn't I say that like 10 times today? So slow to a crawl or even stop, releasing any fear that life is a race that you might be losing. Trust that peace, prosperity, love, and purpose are all yours to enjoy right now. Do not do, simply be. Great. Okay. I'm going to calm down. Ancestors. Your shamanic medicine right now is coming from wisdom, which we got all over this reading today. Let's get a little bit of insight from this shamanic medicine, and then we will do our closing card. And then I have a special treat for everybody today that I haven't done in a while. I'm going to do in a second. All right. Ancestors. The ancestors are our spiritual kin. They are the ones who walked before us and in some way helped shape the lives we lead today. You are being asked to honor the ancestors, to keep their memory and spirits alive, and to give thanks to them. Many indigenous peoples and cultures around the world do this. In following this tradition, you are partaking in a timeless connection through which the ancestors can impart their wisdom and assist you with your spiritual journey. Okay, I'm going to stop reading because I already know what this is about. Yep. A past life issue needs to be resolved. A visit to your homeland. I just need to go home to my land, my homeland. Which weirdly, my divine masculine shares, like his mother was born right where I was born, which is so interesting because he was not born there. But anyway, this is coming up because of Halloween. Samhain on Monday night is the time of the year when the veil is thinnest. It's right before All Saints Day, where we also remember all of the saints and our ancestors that have passed. It is like a whole period of time when the veil is thin. And there is something you can do this year to honor your ancestors that I'm going to do called a dumb supper. This is where you set a plate for your ancestors, a table setting. You don't have to put food on it, but you set a plate for them. And then you eat your meal. It would be great if you eat traditional foods. I got my sauce ready to go for Saturday, for Sunday. Eat your traditional foods and in silence, honoring your ancestors and their design for you that you are living out right now in your life. All right, final closing card and then the special treat. Before I do this, the Big Lebowski. Before I do the special treat part of the reading, which I think I'm going to return to doing this now at the end of readings again. First of all, we're only over an hour. Wow, this is great. We just got it out today. We didn't have to spend so much time on my ego today. Love that for us. Please go to pearlsprayers.com. Click support. Send me $1. If you had a good experience today, help me get my car. Help me move back to the East Coast with ease. That would be really great. I would really appreciate that if you could do that for me. And if you don't know that reference, I'm sorry for you. Go to Strong Bad and thank me later. Okay, anyway. So pearlsprayers.com, you can click book it. You can book personal reading. You can see my music. You can contact me. You can ask me questions there. There's a lot of stuff. And there's going to be even more stuff coming soon. So stay tuned. The final theme for this week that the two of you must work on in order to move forward is so annoying. It is the Five of Pentacles. Oh, this is the beggar energy. This is there's not enough. And Divine Feminine, if your theme is abundance, then we know this is a big one for you. You have to believe in the abundance of affection, the abundance of love, the abundance of opportunity, the abundance of options, right? When you get focused on one option, like I started focusing on one person to potentially work with as a manager. This person is moving extremely slowly. And I am at the point where I'm like, okay, I need other options because I feel this person isn't really motivated to work with me quite as much as I would want. And I reached out to somebody and they immediately took the bite. They're like, yes, I want to do it. And they said, I'm going to do a bunch of research and I'm going to get back to you. So, and it's somebody that would be like fam to me, like somebody I really trust and who's a badass person and who's worked in the music industry for years. So look at all the options. Don't get fixated on one single option. Okay. That's a big thing. There's a lot out there for you. And masculine, there's a lot of fixation for you on the material wealth and well-being. You need to release that hold that lack mentality has over you. And now for the special treat. I used to do, let's do minor things we need to do today, just today, minor, that will help us come into alignment. We're going to use the Big Lebowski Tarot deck for both of y'all, and we'll get 2 to 3 cards for each of you and just tell you what you need to do today to come into alignment. First up, Divine Feminine. We're getting 5 of Wands in reverse, 2 of Cups in reverse, and the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. What's so funny is that we got all of that for you. Oh God, it's like buried in here now, but there was like, drop the 5 of Wands, whatever. You can go back and find it in the reading when you go back and watch it again. But for you, you have been really struggling. I think that turtle card, like trying to push these things into alignment because of your impatience. You've got to release the struggle. You've got to release the focus on the physical manifestation. Release your feelings of impatience. Trust in the abundance that's coming from this harvest, from the seeds that you've planted, okay? Just release this internal struggle with when the physical manifestation of some kind of union is going to happen for you. Just, there's no reason to be impatient. You don't need the union. You just want it, right? Divine Masculine, 7 of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And so if Divine Feminine's work today is to not focus on the union, just try not to think a lot about it today. Distract yourself. Think about other things. Don't struggle. If you do think about it, this is another message. Don't struggle against the thoughts of union because you're actually supposed to think about union. So maybe this is more, don't struggle against your thoughts about union. Don't be impatient with the length of time it's taking. Just really cultivate this patience with yourself for thinking about union as well. Let that be and distract yourself if it's uncomfortable or makes you feel disappointment. That's what you need to do today. Masculine, you need to come up with a strategy for how to approach Divine Feminine so that you can finally give her this Ace of Pentacles that you desire to give her. You have to work on your trying to get away with, you do a lot of, you tend to try to come up with these like tricky ways, like to surprise feminine or whatever. And it's just kind of an excuse to withhold from her. So instead of trying to sit there and strategize like how you're going to surprise her, she doesn't fucking care, man. Honestly, she doesn't. Give her the offer and then surprise her later with a real cool party if you want to. But I feel like this is really just holding you back. You keep thinking like, how do I get around her boundaries? How do I get around her barriers? And she told you, and so did the universe. You just go tell her the truth, man, as fast as you can. You just don't hold back. You just go and you say, I'm sorry for being an idiot. It was my fault. What can I do to make it up to you? Please forgive me. And this overly compassionate divine feminine is going to be like, of course I forgive you. I'm probably a little bit too forgiving. And I love you eternally. And I want to be with you forever and ever and ever. And then you'd be like, oh, great. And then she could be like, now plan my surprise party. Because I want one. Right? But don't let my surprise party be the thing that is keeping you from giving me this offer. Because that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. 9:33. And I'm going to end it there for you. Thanks so much for being here with me today and for enjoying Bowie's sound accompaniment that she's given us. This is like, truly John Cage soundtrack, just whatever sounds she's making. And I hope you have the best day. I shall be back tomorrow morning with a Tell Me Everything spread. There will be a release and rebuild spread on Friday. On Saturday, I will likely do another Tell Me Everything spread or something. And then on Sunday, no Grace Strager reading, but I'm going to do on Instagram a Halloween reading, and I will do live card pulls on Instagram on Sunday. So if you want to come to that reading, it's going to be like a short, just little Halloween thing. And then I'll just do card pulls for people with some of my creepier, fun decks. So look forward to that Halloween celebration with me on Sunday. I will see you all there. Take care and have the best day today.